Children, today we are going to discuss about the rise of fascism and Nazism. Fascism, actually it was an idea, an ideology. First, it was began after the succession of Benito Mussolini in Italy. After the victory of Benito Mussolini in Italy, this new ideology was formed. That is the fascism. Especially this fascism ideology was followed in the defeated countries in the First World War. After the Versailles Treaty, the countries which were defeated, they were humiliated, and so many restrictions and the compensations were imposed on that countries. Due to that humiliated situation, the new ideology of fascism was formed in the defeated countries. Actually, this was began by the victory of Benito Mussolini in 1922 in Italy, and after that in Nazism in Germany. It is also the similar ideology of fascism, like the fascism. What are the main objectives and the main ideas of this fascism is that the national unity, it is one important thing in the fascism. Fascism emphasized the focus on the national unity. By this national unity, they wanted to win and capture other countries, other nations. And also they suppressed the people to get the loyalty and obedience to the central power, which means the government, to the government who are ruling in that position. So they suppressed the people to get the loyalty and the obedience to the central power. It is also the main idea of the fascism. And this fascism is against. Against to the communism and liberalism. It is opposed to the communism and liberalism. But they tried to set up the central controlled industrialization. They tried to establish the central controlled industrialism, but it is opposite to the socialism and communism. Opposite to the socialism and communism. So finally, this ideology is opposite to the democracy, capitalism, liberalism, communism, socialism. But they have the central power. The central power control the economy, and they wanted to abolish the private industries. They tried to abolish the capitalism. And they have some common features. The countries which have the ideology of fascism, they shared the common features. The major common features in this fascism are the worshipping of state. They worshipped the state as a divine. So state is final, like the divine. And also the devotion to a strong leader like Mussolini in Italy and Hitler in Germany. The people should be devoted to the strong leader. And the extreme nationalism, not only general nationalism, they wanted extreme nationalism, aggressive nationalism. military conquest. So they wanted to build the strong military. The military power is the only power to conquer the world in the future. So by this process, by this ideology, the defeated countries developed the aggressive ideology, that is fascism. In the same way, the same type of ideology was created in the Germany, that is the Nazism, with the beginning of Hitler. And also in the Spain, General Franco came to the power. General Franco came to the power in the Spain. This is also one type of fascism ideology. And in the Japan also, somewhat they followed the fascism, somewhat. That is the militarism. They encouraged and they built the strong military, and with that military they wanted to conquer the world. So all these countries almost followed the fascism ideology somewhat. Nazism, it was an ideology, dictatorship type ideology, was created in Germany by the Hitler. By the beginning of the Hitler, the Nazism was formed. In the Hitler was a good speaker, powerful speaker, and he mobilized the people, he attracted the people by his words, and he promised to build the strong nation, and also he promised to restore the respect, restore the dignity of the Germany in the future. And also he promised the youth, unemployed, who are looking for the work. So the situation was worst in the Germany after the First World War, because they were humiliated in the Versailles Treaty. So many territorial and monetary terms were imposed forcefully on the Germans. So the Germans had aggressive nationalism and they wanted a new leader. So at that situation, the Great Depression, the economic depression also hit them very powerfully. So their economic condition and social condition, in all the sector, they were tied and they are looking for the new power, new hopes. In that situation, Hitler created the new hope for them. So they got the new hope by the Hitler. And the Hitler promised all the people of Germany to restore the dignity and restore the employment and restore the territories which were captured at the time of First World War by the enemies. So totally his promises impressed the people and attracted to Hitler. And finally, he has the new style of politics. He had the new style of politics. In this new style of politics, there is a massive mass mobilization of people. That was a very important thing. So he demonstrated so many rallies, he held so many meetings and also mass rallies. He demonstrated mass rallies by the people, and also the impressive flag, red flag with the swastik, symbol attracted the people. And the Nazi soldiers salute system and also their parade after the meetings, these are all showed their unity of the nation, and he showed his power through these demonstrations. And totally these are the new style of politics were followed by the Hitler. So automatically the people are attracted to the Hitler. And also he recognized the importance of rituals. With the help of the rituals, he would like to unite the nation and mobilize the people. So he used the rituals also. This is also very important thing. And he got support from the people by expressing the supremacy of Aryans. He explained that the Germans belong to the Aryan race. So the Aryans were the supreme over the world people, other people. So automatically with this racial discrimination, he harassed the minorities, especially Jews, and also the communists and the opposite powers of the Hitler. And also he also expressed and convinced the people about the Jewish conspiracies. What is conspiracy? The conspiracies led to the defeat of the Germany in the First World War. The total defeat was done by only the Jewish minorities. He convinced the people, so he harassed and he sent the Jewish and other communist minorities to the concentrate camps. These were like the jails, and he cruelly harassed the minorities in the concentrate centers. He united the people against the humiliated conditions of Versailles Treaty, and he promised the people to restore the dignity of the Germany. So that created the hope in the minds of the Germans. So Hitler became a powerful leader. In 1928 elections, only his Nazi party got only 2.6% of votes in the Reichstag, that is the lower house of parliament in Germany. Reichstag. You may get the questions for 1 mark. What is Reichstag? Or the name the lower house of parliament in Germany. So which in this Reichstag in 1928 only 2.6% of votes the Nazi party got. But in 1932 elections, it got 37. It increased by 37 from 2.6 to 37% of votes the Nazi party got in the 1932 elections. Automatically, the Hitler came to the power in 1932. And in 1933, 3rd March 1933, on 3rd March 1933, it is nothing but 3333. 1933, March 3rd. The very important act was created and act was started in Germany. That is the Enabling Act. Enabling Act in 1933. The Enabling Act was formed. Due to this Enabling Act, all the powers were transferred to the Hitler, Chancellor. Hitler became the Chancellor in 1933. He got all the powers by the Enabling Act. So it led to the dictatorship in the Germany. Due to the dictatorial powers, he banned the opposite parties and unions except Nazi party. So this led to the single dominant party. That party was the Nazi party. And also he had control over the economy, media, and especially over the judiciary also. It is very dangerous. So he got control over the judiciary also. So finally he banned the opposite parties, and he harassed the minority people, especially Jews. And also he banned the working people's unions and working people's strikes, which were led by the communists. So automatically he banned the unions, working people unions, workers unions, and the communists, and he suppressed the communists especially, and politicians who were opposite to the Hitler, and the minorities, and some of the Europeans. So this Enabling Act created a fearful situation in the Germany. And he used the police power to control all the country, military power and police power. In his police and security reforms, especially 3 types of security forces were there. He created 3 types. Of course, the first one is storm troops. It was old security force. It was prevailed before the Hitler also. But he created the SS. This is the protection squads, and SD, security service. And you may get the questions in your exams. What are the security forces in the Germany? The SA, SS, SD. SA, strong troops, and SS, protection squads, and SD, security service. These security forces, police forces, were used by the Hitler to control over the country, control over the opponents, and he harassed the people by these security forces. And also the important thing is he established a Gestapo police service. Gestapo. This is the secret police service, Gestapo. According to the Gestapo secret security force, it was authorized to arrest any person, detain any person without any legal procedure. So there was no any legal procedure was followed by the Gestapo. They could arrest any person at any time and detain for many days. They could detain for many days. That is the power of Gestapo police. With the help of that Gestapo power, he arrested so many people, so many opponents, so many communists and so many Jewish people, and he sent them to the concentrate camps. He harassed at the concentrate camps. He killed so many people. Okay, to rebuild the German economy, he has assigned this economical work, this economical responsibility on the Hasalmer Schacht. He was an economist. Hasalmer Schacht. So Hitler assigned the economic responsibility on Hasalmer Schacht. So Hitler wanted to rebuild the economy of Germany. So this Hasalmer Schacht followed the program of production and fully employment. He aimed at production and fully employment. You know, at the time of Great Depression, economic depression, people were suffered by the unemployment. It was a serious problem in Germany and in all over the world. To overcome that unemployment problem, the Hasselblad Act aimed at the production and the fully employment. He concentrated on production and employment. Okay, to rise the employment and to rise the production, he established a program of work creation program. Under this work creation program, he started state-funded activities. States should invest money on that programs to improve the production and to improve the employment. So the state-funded activity was done in the work creation program. So under this program, state funded to the super highways for building the super highways and the people's car industry, Volkswagen. So under this work creation program, the state funded for the building of super highways and for the industry of people's car, Volkswagen cars industry. So through these processes, employment was created and it improved the living conditions of the people of Germany of one sector. Of course, there are the minorities, they were suffered by the government, they were in a worst position. Their economy was in a worst position. But some sections of peoples of Germany, their standard of living was improved by these economic reforms. Here, the government invested more in the armament industries, making of weapons, the armament industries. With the help of these armament industries, so many youth were employed in these armament industries. They got employment, their life was also changed. But it was difficult to continue the armament industries for the government. If they continue that armament industry by making the arms, they have to use them in the wars. Then only these type of industries will be continued. So, the Hitler implemented the aggressive nationalism policy. Due to this, he attacked in 1939. He attacked Poland. In 1939. So, due to this invasion, the First World War was begun. Hitler attacked on Poland in 1939. By these incidents, the First World War was started. So, under the shadow of First World War, he committed so many cruel activities, and he started the genocidal wars also. Genocidal wars. In this war, the massive murder of selected group of minorities of Europe. In this, what is genocidal war? In this genocidal war, the massive murder of selected group of people. So they killed so many civilians, innocent civilians. For example, they killed Jewish people and gypsies and the Polish civilian people. Polish belonging to the Poland, and some of the Germans were also, some of the Germans were also killed in the genocidal war. Why the Germans were killed? The Germans who were mentally and physically unable to work, they were killed in the genocidal war. And also the thousands of people were killed by the gas chambers at the so many killing centers. In those killing centers, there was a famous killing center, that was the Auschwitz. Auschwitz killing center was there. Auschwitz is nothing but it is a killing center. In this killing center, gas chambers are used to kill the people.